Hello to our dear viewers from Philippines. Good evening, and to those who are from other parts of the world, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to Institute of Global Professionals, where international free webinar is offered for free. I am super excited to have you here tonight, and I hope that you will stay with us until the end. I know that this pandemic has caused many problems to us, but it also gives us the opportunity to connect us around the world with this new normal of learning, with a common goal, watch together, and learn together. My name is Juliet De La Torre from City of Bogo Science and Arts Academy, Cebu, Philippines. We hope that everyone will be associated with IGP as a global member. Continue to attend all of our webinars, check in IGP, and recommend IGP to your friends and your community. For I am sure that you will learn from the various webinars that we have. At any time, you can like and comment on our webinar, and don't forget to tag, share, and mention your friends and community because we believe that power is gained by sharing your knowledge rather than accumulating it. Now, before starting our program, let us learn more about IGP. IGP, or Institute of Global Professionals, is an educational institution that provides social work. We believe that improving skills is not effective by just receiving formal training. That's why we provide effective training and advice to create talented generations around the world. The IGP becomes the leading online institution for skills development with thousands of learners around the world. We organized our webinar training, offline and online courses by best of our trained speakers, coaches from all over the world to create the best learning platform to all of you. We hope that every webinar will help you grow personally and professionally. We hope also that you will accompany with us on this long journey. Let me remind you again, don't forget to share, tag, and comment your attachments because we get better and encourage everyone to provide quality services. Now, let's start our program with IGP's reminder. Feed your skills, innovate, inspire, and impact. It is my honor and privilege to present to you all our 230th webinar series. With this is the part 5 of our first webinar series entitled Authentic Assessment in Teaching and Learning with our brilliant speaker from Indonesia, Dr. Rene Lestyuwati. Without further ado, let's welcome our first speaker, Dr. Rene Lestyuwati. Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening, Madam Julia. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
ma'am, would you please introduce yourself first before you're going to share your slides?
Okay, I am Rini Jawati. Good evening, everyone. I am from Indonesia. Uh, Thank you very much for IGP. Give me chance to be a presenter in this webinar.
IGP also, ma'am, is very happy to have you
Yeah,
here.
thank you. Now I
Okay,
can
ma'am.
share my PowerPoint.
Yes, ma'am, you can share your slides
Okay.
now.
Now I can share my PowerPoint.
Okay, we're waiting for mom. Again, don't forget to share and tag your friends.
Eh, udah? Enggak muncul.
Okay, again, viewers, thank you so much for having you here. So while waiting for Dr. Rene Lechuwati, And don't forget, please share this webinar to your friends and your community because together we can share your knowledge and we can help them grow professionally. Let's welcome again Dr. Renee.
Could you see my PowerPoint?
Yes, ma'am, we can see your PowerPoint, ma'am.
Okay. Uh, Now I will start my presentation. Tonight I would like to talk about education, especially about teaching method. I don't talk about assessment. I would like to talk about the implementation of two-dimensional learning orchestra method in teaching drama. I choose this title because teaching drama is aesthetic. It is need appropriate method that interesting. Before I talk more about the implementation of two-dimensional orchestral learning in teaching drama, I will explain first about what is learning orchestra. The quality of teaching learning process is considered by the quality of instructional design. It means the conventional instructional design should be changed to be the instructional design of learning orchestra, which is able to grow and give space to students to create creativity, initiative, and work in learning. Now, learning orchestra is learning that had interactively inspiring, fun, challenging, motivation students to participate actively and providing sufficient space for initiative, creativity in accordance with the talent, interest, and physical and psychological development of students. Learning orchestra is symphony. It means that teaching learning is described as musical performance where its member has high enthusiasm to do or discover new things and everything is done with enjoy. So the students feel that teaching learning process is very interesting and it is not seen longer as a burden. So in teaching drama subject can be hard using learning orchestra method because learning drama subject requires fun and challenging atmosphere. It is necessary to foster students' love and learning so that learning is no longer seen as burden. Students feel enjoy in the classroom and enjoy with the subjects. Okay. The real indicator of success in teaching and learning process. It is a prosperous students. The students are prosperous if learning activities are free, relaxed, full of wonder, fun, and exciting. When the students feel prosperous in learning, they will say, I love learning. And the feeling love of learning is needed in teaching learning process to achieve goal or to get success in teaching learning process. So the successful of teaching drama also needs prepared students because teaching drama is aesthetic education. Students have potential to be developed. If the teacher just explains the theory about what is character, characterization, setting, point of view, the student feel boring in the classroom. But the students need practice exactly how to express the different characterization about sadness, happiness, surprise, feeling, and extra. There are five indicators in learning orchestra: free, relaxed, amazed, fun, and exciting. Free means that its students need freedom in teaching learning process without any pressure or compulsion. A learning environment that gives freedom will give students to carry out creative, productive activities. Creative productive mental abilities will allow students to learn in their own way how about what they want to learn. Number two about relax. A relaxed learning environment is a learning environment where every student learns without any pressure or compulsion. When students study under pressure, psychologically, students are unable to learn properly. Number three about a mess. Mess is the situation where the student will experience a great interest in something. The student usually be amazed at what they have succeeded. And then fun means that students learn quickly when they feel happy. Creating a fun learning environment will build students' motivation in learning. And the last about exciting. Exciting learning environment make every student eager to learn and passionate to do even discover new things that makes them feel challenged to continue learning. Teaching learning orchestra is suitable to be implemented in teaching drama because teaching drama needs free, relaxed, amazed, pleasant, and exciting in order the students can explore their ability and talent. About the main principles of the learning orchestra. There are four main principles in learning orchestra. The first, enter your student's word. It means that okay, let's enter the student words. It means that the teacher should understand the characteristic of students because its students have different characteristic and intelligent. So in teaching learning process, the teacher should have appropriate method based on the visual, auditorial, and kinesthetic. Then bring the student word into our word, bring our word to students' words. Teachers should understand what the student needs and the ability of the student. Don't force students to follow the teacher's want. Then further you enter the student's word, you will give more influence on them. It means that teachers have big influence to students develop and give motivation to the students how to understand the material, and teacher can create interesting situation or atmosphere in the classroom. In teaching drama, the teacher should understand what the students want and their ability and talent. The teacher does not only give the theory but also give practice and create the interesting situation in the classroom, and in order the student don't feel boring because drama is aesthetic education. The five principle of learning orchestra is everything is taught. It means that uh, everything in the classroom environment, including body language, has a message about learning. Number two is everything has purpose. It means that everything that is composed by the teacher has a purpose of learning. And then based of the experience, every student's learning experience is a bright to further learning understanding. And the last is admit all the effort. A student's learning success as a result of any learning effort is worth celebrating. A learning orchestra model is consists of two main points, context and content. Context is divided into exciting atmosphere, solid foundation, fun environment, dynamic learning composition. Then content is divided into teacher-student interaction, student interaction curriculum, learn study skills, and learn life skills. Now I will talk more about what is context and what is content. In in context, the first about creating an exciting atmosphere. There is a building strong motivation. It means that motivation is initial capital for anyone to do something, including learning. A good teacher must be able to foster the students' motivation in learning because the students' belief about his ability has a strong influence on the ability itself. Then, making sense, sympathy, and mutual understanding. Establishing harmonious relationship can be a good bridge of communication for teacher and students. Students will be easier to learn and teacher is easy to give positive influences in the teaching learning process. And then number three, build an excitement and wonder. Learning atmosphere full of student excitement will make learning easier, even change negative negative attitudes. And number four, encourage risk taking. When teacher present the element of risk taking in the learning process, it means that it is arousing the students' natural adventure preferences. Learning is risk because every time students venture to learn something, there must be risk taking, especially about new thing. It must be consist of risk taking that is out of previously exciting or existing knowledge. Number five, build sense of belonging. Building of mutual belonging between teacher and students will speed up the learning and can increase the sense of responsibility. Uh, the student's sense of belonging can create a sense of togetherness, unity, agreement, and support in learning. Then the last showing exemplary. Some of the examples that the teacher can give to the students includes communication, respect, free effort, smiling, being a good listener, and there are many kinds of exemplary that the teacher can give to the students. Then context number two about create a pleasant environment. There are 3 points about learning media, class environment, arrangement of tables and chairs for studying. In learning media, is very important part because it can support the learning process. Learning media can be everything that can help the learning process. But class environment, whatever or wherever is contained in the classroom environment holds its own meaning because it can support successful of learning. Then arrangement of table and chairs for studying has important roles or plays an important role in the structuring of learning. By structuring, including changing the environment to maximize students' learning. Then C about changing a solid foundation consists of common goal setting, building shared principle and values, build confidence and your own abilities. It is between students and teacher, build agreements, policies, procedures, and rules together, then building partnerships in learning. In common goal setting, a teacher learning process must have a common goal or purpose. In the context of changing a solid foundation, the teacher should communicate the final goal to be achieved in the learning process. Building sharp principles and values in learning community is the first step to achieve learning success. Principles and values that students understand well will create a sense of security that encourages them to take risks and learn more. Build agreement, policies, procedures, and rules together. Uh, we can see the meaning once by once about agreement, policies, procedure, and rules together because um, those elements have relationship each other. Agreements is a simple and concrete way to launch the learning process. Then policies is something that support the goal of learning community to explain the sequence of action for a particular situation. And then the procedure tells the students about the expected things that what actions to take. Regulation is something that must be obeyed, and breaking the rules will have clear consequences. For example, the student will get punishment or the students will get a low score. Then building partnership in learning. To build a solid foundation, a partnership is needed in learning with aim to inform student as teacher partner in learning. Deal about composing dynamic learning. There are 4 points from the student's world to our world, adjust to characteristic of students' learning, joint success, then failure and risk, use states, grow, experience, named, demonstrate, repeat, and celebrate. Number one's about from the student's word to our words. It means that the teacher should understand what the students need and the characteristic of the students. Learning is full context activity that involve all aspects of students' personality, namely thought, feelings, body language, knowledge, attitudes, belief, and perception of the future. Then adjust to characteristic of students' learning. Every student has different intelligence. It causes the difference in way of the students learn. So the teacher can use visual, auditory, kinesthetic to teach the different students that have different intelligence or characteristic. Don't give the same method to the students if they have different characteristic or intelligence. Then a joint success of failure and risk. Success, failure, and risk are 3 important components are closely related in learning. To achieve success, students must be there to take risks, and failure is the initial stage to achieve a success. Then usage states grow, experience, names, demonstrate, repeat, and celebrate. Now, the teacher should grow students' interest in learning, then create a common experience that all students can understand, provide keywords, concept, a model, formula, and strategy, provide opportunities to students to show that they know about the experience or material that the teacher has given. Then about content, A, changing the teachers and students interaction. Now, the teacher can be a quantum teacher, then adjust with students' learning style, align the body language with the verbal expression. The characteristics of quantum teacher are enthusiastic, authoritative, positive thinking, friendly, humorous, flexible, accepting, sincere, interesting, and spontaneous. There are many kinds of characteristic of quantum teacher, so the teacher can create interesting atmosphere in the classroom, interesting teaching learning process, use the appropriate method, and to be a quantum teacher. And then adjust with students learning. Teacher must understand the differences intelligence of students. They are visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. Then align the body language with the verbal expression. By using facial expression or gesture, voice, and posture effectively, teacher can convey a congruent message that will strengthen communication. Then B. Changing students' interaction with the curriculum. Number one, ensure the successful of students while they are studying. Optimal learning condition and using KEG. KEG means know it, explain it, and get it. The student's success must be ensured by the teacher using 4 components, including overall describing, multi-intelligence, cutting into segments and repeating as often as possible. In optimal learning condition, in learning orchestra, the teacher is obligated to create optimal learning conditions and using KEG, know it, it means that teacher knows the final result achieved in learning, and then teacher explains what the students do, and the teacher get the results of students assignment and must give provide or give feedback to the students assignment. See about compose the growth of learning skill, studying based on the student style. It means that the teacher help the students to identify its students' learning style and teach how to use the strength of each learning style. Then changing the best condition in learnings. Um, there are several ways that teacher can do to change the best condition of our learning. For example, aligning the mind, feeling, and body. Then D, changing the growth of the life skills. The first is skills to build and maintain the relationship with other, having good responsibility, good communication by using observation, thought, feelings, and desire, and using acknowledge, apologize, make it right, and recommit. Maintain the student relationship between teacher and students, then students to students and students to entire school population is very important because it can support the successful in teaching learning process. People who have responsibility are people who are able to responsibility for their choices, which are chosen freely because there is a motivation to solve the problem. Then observation in good communication by using OTD, it means observation, thought, feeling, and desire. Now, observation is say objectively and clearly about what has happened. Then thought, express thought or opinion. Feeling means express what you feel. Then desire, state the desired goal or outcome. Then use AAMR means acknowledge, apologize, make it right, and recommit. Acknowledge means admit what has been done, then apologize for what has been done, make it right means solve the problems that have been made, then recommit, promise to do the right thing. Now, I will explain the implementation of teaching drama uses two-dimensional learner orchestra method. The genesis of drama is in imaginative dramatic play and wills. This is evident throughout all the case states. It is at the foundation state that is most apparent and prevalent. Indeed, dramatic play is natural developmental state for the students. The role play area provides students with the opportunity to experiment with ideas from the world in a imaginary setting. So, in teaching drama, the teacher should provide the interesting role play. Don't just give theory, but it is more practice in learning drama. Now, for example, students practice some emotion or condition using appropriate action or gesture. In this practice, the teacher can show some picture with different emotional or condition. The student will imitate the condition or emotion based on the picture that the teacher shows. For example, to be angry, then happy, then afraid, sadness. So there are many kind characteristic or characterization that the student will learn from practice how to imitate emotion or condition based on the picture. Be about the students imagine what the characters in the movie think and say. The teacher will show the movie and without sound, it's just a picture. So the student will guess what the actor or actress or what the character think and say. And the student will have different opinion about what the character think and say. Then, practice C, the teacher narrates the dialogues while the students are carrying out occupational mime and movement. The students work kinesthetically and concrete on gesture, visual expression, body language, and movement. The student create the imagery character. The teacher provides soundtracking to accompany mime and movement to build atmosphere and establish environment. Now, in this practice, the teacher will show a movie, then the teacher will narrate the story, and the students just give gesture or action based the teacher's narrate. So it is very interesting. For example, the teacher asks the character to roll, so the uh, student will roll based on the instruction of the teacher. Then these students make performance on the stage. Now it is the more difficult practice in the drama because the students must make performance on the stage. The story can take from the novel or movie, and the students can create a story by themselves, then performance on the stage. Uh, Thank you very much. I think enough my presentation about the implementation of dimensional learning orchestra in teaching drama.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Rene, for your very informative discussion about teaching orchestra. We're very thankful to have you here, ma'am. So for me, and here I also have
Yeah.
learned now. I also have many learnings from you, especially as you said earlier that orchestra is interactively and inspiring, of course, because um, when you are teaching, orchestra also can give you so much emotions with when you're going to accompany it with your dramas. And we also have teaching and learning drama. Then you also mentioned about indicators of success, because as educators, our number one success is our student. So you've mentioned about prosperous students. When our students will be successful in the near future or in their career, we are very thankful for that, because we are the molders of them. We are the one teaching them to become very successful in their lives. Or if the students developed their skills and talents, especially in orchestra, it's very overwhelming to ourselves if we let our students enjoy of what they are doing, and especially in doing orchestra. You also mentioned, mom, indicators of learning orchestra. You have five. You have free, relaxed, amazed, and exciting. So as a teacher, because I am also my school is an arts school, so we also have music, rondalia, and then rondalia uses orchestra. So I am also I'm fond of hearing that instrument, because some of our students are playing that one, especially when we have their events. So, and you also mentioned the two-dimensional of learning orchestra. So you explained a lot about orchestra, and I think to the viewers who are fond of they are also teachers of us orchestra, which is accompanied in the drama. They learned a lot from it. So thank you so much, mom, for the wonderful presentation that we have. We are very delightful to have you here, and thank you so much for the knowledge you have just shared with us, especially to our viewers today. Thank you. Okay, so since we have only one speaker, so let's move on to our um, next part of this program, which is the quiz competition. But before that, let me remind you again that please continue to support us by sharing your knowledge or sharing this IGP to your friends. Comment and mention your friends in this webinar. So IGP will give you certificate after the event, and just click at the given link pinned in the comment box, and you will be guided how to claim your certificate after this program. So if you have problem in clicking the link in the box, you can directly log in to our website www.eduigp.com, and you'll need a code to collect your e-certificate. And reminder, the code will be given after our live broadcasts. So again, everyone, together. Okay, thank you so much for joining with us. Here are the joiners for this IGP competition. So to those who haven't joined yet, you can log into www.slido.com with the code capital IGP quiz, or you can click the link given pinned in the comment box. So these are the different persons who join us today with the quiz: Mary Laika Rhea and Magusara, Cherry Ann Marquez, Alex Javier Alvarez, Dennis Ginto Serso, Feruz Akbarov. I always familiar with Feruz Akbarov because every time in our webinar he always joining with us, especially also in asking the Q&A portion. Raquel M. Manayas, Nong Lathon, Michelle T. De La Cruz. So I think some of the joiners for the quiz are fan of the IGP. They are always with us during the live program. So Joel A. Bernasor, Carmela B. Jean, Jomar May F. Cabrelos, Farila Rizasi, David Jean Acid, Nelda Sabang, Annalyn A. Katubay, Asha Kumar Adikard, Maria Teresa Manlangit. Then we also have Melenda C. Hispanio, Evelyn B. Waperi, Marites Rivera. So to those who didn't join yet, please log in to www.igp.com, and the code is IGP quiz in capital letters, or directly click the link in the comment section. It is pinned in the comment section, so you can click it directly. But sometimes you cannot access that link, but you can just log into www.slido.com. So keep joining us, guys. Okay, we have, it's still 26 who joined us. I am hoping that everyone who is with us today will join this quiz because this is very exciting, and you can have your certificate if you will be in the top 10. If you will be in the top 10, then you can have your certificate And don't forget to check in IGP or share IGP to your friends and community. So, again, Teresa Manlangit, Marites Rivera. I think I mentioned them a while ago. Dines Gintosurso, Marivec Lavisilia, Jomar May F. Cabrilos, Anilin A. Katubay, Ashok Kumar. So where are the others? We're waiting for you so that we can start our live quiz. I know you are listening during the discussion with with Dr. Rene. So again, we have Shirley D. Vera Fernandez, Ana Marie Joy A. Mercado, Kamaluddin Malawani. We have Jonelyn. So there are many who joined with us. Thank you so much for joining our live quiz. There are 98 who joined with us tonight. Thank you so much for joining, guys. So we have Kamaluddin Malawani, Cristobal Natividad, Cristina Del Rosario, Carmela Santos. We have Jody Madlipak, Glenny Ann Ramirez, Francis May Dizon, Crisel De Villa. So Muhammad Nazri, Loretta D. C. De Jesus, Julius B. Fernandez, Kang Moon Yan, Heidi A. Adalio, Sherwin Sapin, Cristobal Natividad, Mario Macau. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for this live quiz. There are 103. Come on, join us. Okay, let's start our quiz. View and use textbooks as resource and teaching tools. Is it true or false? Okay, so 100 over 0%. The correct answer is true. I think everyone got the correct answer, but the leading is Dennis Ginto Surso, as always. Next, the second question. Assessment strategies and tools are direct observation, records, attitude surveys, or all of the above. Again, assessment strategies and tools are direct observation, is it records or attitude surveys or all of the above? What would be the correct answer? I think 98 over 2%. Okay, the correct answer is 98. Not all of the above, meaning records, attitudes, and surveys. Okay, again, the leading is Denise Urso. Okay, formative assessment can be used for learning. B, track learning and make adjustments for diverse learners. Or C, be used all throughout class. Or D, all of the above. What would be the correct answer for these questions? So to those who are teachers, I think they know already what is formative assessment. And the correct answer for this question is, of course, all of the above. And 95% get the correct answer for this question. Okay, next question. Summative assessment is always worth 60%. Is it quantitative or used at the beginning of the lesson or implemented at the end of the course or study? Okay, and the correct answer is, of course, this is implemented at the end of the course of the study. So teachers are very well versed for this. Okay, the focus of assessment is content standards, learning skills, performance standards, or all of the above. Okay, what would be the correct answer? You only have two. 1, and time's up. The correct answer is all of the above. Content standards, learning skills, performance standards. That's the focus of assessment. Okay, digital tools can be used to create discussion, evaluate students' progress, give student immediate feedback, or all of the above. Again, digital tools can be used to create discussion, evaluate students' progress, give student immediate feedback, or all of the above. So, for this question, the correct answer is all of the above. It can create discussion, evaluate students' progress, and give feedback to the students. Again, Dennis Urso is leading. The seventh question. A teacher is required by the ministry to use diagnostic assessment tools. Is it true or false? Again, a teacher is required by the ministry to use diagnostic assessment tools. Is it true or false? Okay, so the correct answer for this question is true. That's 91 over 9%. So 91 got the correct answer. So again, Dines Urso got leading. Okay, assessment should focus on measuring students' progress and achievement in relation to standards, students' grades in relation to previous years, parents' interaction with their kids, or all of the above. Okay, the correct answer is students' progress and achievement in relation to standards. And 30% got the correct answer. So the leading is John Carlo. Career assessment tools assess your skills and values to determine best career for you. Is it true or false? Career assessment tool assess your skills and values to determine best career for you. Is it true or false? And the correct answer is true. And here is the file. Okay, Richelle Flaviano leading. So the last question, which one is not a student assessment? Summative assessment, formative assessment, or overall assessment? Again, which one is not a student assessment? A, summative assessment, B, formative, or D, overall assessment? The correct answer is the overall assessment. Okay, congratulations to the top 10 for this quiz competition. And top 1 is Richelle Fabiano. Richelle Fabiano, sir, would you please make it bigger? I can't read the names. Okay, second is Glenn C. Ramirez. Third is Lamberto Pilatan Jr. Fourth, we have Crisel C. De Villa. Fifth, we have Raquel Manases. Sixth is Alan James L. Calputuna. Seventh is Carmela B. Jean. Eighth is Corazon Quintana. Ninth is Libeth Achuela. And the 10th is Mariam Bilen. Okay, congratulations to all the winners. I think until there are many who got 9, and 10. So they just differ on the time. So again, thank you so much. And congratulations to the winners for the top 10 in our live quiz. So again, please, at this juncture, please write your questions regarding the topic of the comment box because we will be having our Q&A. Okay, welcome back again, Dr. Rene Lesiwati. So this is our Q&A portion. So we will wait for our viewers to ask questions pinned in our screen. Okay, the first question from Igor Balayeva. Does taking the assessment or the result it generates have direct value to teachers and learners? To any speakers? Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you for Aigul Agabalayafa. The question is, does taking the assessment or the result it generates have direct value to teachers and learners? Okay. Uh, Assessment is very important in teaching learning process to measure how far the student can understand about the material, and if the student don't achieve a goal, so the teacher should make evaluation in what part must be evaluated, for example in material or in method or in media. So it have direct value to both teachers and learners. The teacher can improve the instructional design, and the learners can improve their ability in receiving the material. Okay, thank you.
Yes, very well said, Dr. Rene. Assessment is very important to teachers and learners. Okay, another question from Manolita Ramas Oligo. I love orchestra and very curious in learning the instruments. So how do you teach orchestra for non-string players? What instruments will you let them play and how will you assess them?
Okay, we know that orchestra learning or learning orchestra is very interesting because it provides free, relaxed, full of wonder, then fun and exciting. So the environment of classroom is very interesting. Teacher can create interesting atmosphere in the classroom. Now, in orchestra learning, I have said that teaching learning is described like musical instrument or musical performance. Each member has high enthusiasm to do or discover new things, and it is done with enjoy. Uh, the instrument, for example, in teaching drama, teacher can create a role play, ask the students to imitate some emotion or situation or condition such as sadness, happiness, surprise, angry, and extra. Now, there are many kinds of instruments that use in teaching drama. Now, we can use a picture, we can use a movie, and we can ask the students to perform on the stage, uh, and ask the students to create a story by themselves, or we uh, take story from the movie or drama. And for example, string of players. In teaching students use orchestra learning or learning orchestra, both string player or not players, we can able to practice with a different way or some methods. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mom, for that answer. And for the question of Mom Oligo, so we will wait for the next question. So I think orchestra lovers love your presentation, Mom, because they can get knowledge from that presentation.
Okay.
Okay, do we still have another question? So in our school, Mom, we are art school, but I am not that a teacher of the art, music, or in any
Mm-hmm.
instrument because I am in the science department.
So in learning orchestra, not just use instrument like the kinds of music, but how to
Yeah.
create a situation that
Yeah.
are interesting or interesting atmosphere in the classroom.
Yes. Very well said, ma'am. Okay, let's wait or again, guys. Let's have another question from Rochelle Molanida Cardenas. What factors must assessment quality be based on?
Okay, there are many factors that must be assessment quality. For example, in instructional design, it is the planning that must prepare by the teacher before teaching learning process start. So the teacher must create a good instructional design, include the appropriate material based on the student's need and student's interest. Then consider about the appropriate method and media, and then how to formulate assessment based on the material that teacher choose appropriate with the student's needs. So assessments is very important in teacher learning process, and there are many ways or method to make assessment. We can use what is it application in order the students are very interesting in tests, for example. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, mom. What factors must assessment quality be based on? So for me, can I add something, mom? So for me,
Yeah.
assessment quality be based on there are two kind of assessment. We have written and performance assessment. So I
Okay.
think the written assessment will check the students' learning or what they learned from the teacher, and the performance assessment they will be the one to perform what they learned. They're going to apply on what
Mhm.
they learn
Okay.
on a certain activity or a
In
certain
assessment, we can
yeah,
use test or non-test.
yeah, yes, yes. So there are many factors, and we can check our teaching strategies if this is effective or not based on the scores and the performance of
Yes.
our students, of course. Okay, another question. So we will wait for another question. Okay, so I am checking on the comments in our webinar. So I think thank you so much, Dr. Rene, for this wonderful time that you have just shared with us. So hoping to hear you soon or in our future webinars also, ma'am. Okay, so we have here the different announcement. So we have the certification process, our daily certificate details. We have lifetime membership certificate, only one in every session. We have quiz competition certificates, only the top 10, the free international webinar certificate for all active participants. And take note, there is no relation between quiz competition certificates and international webinar certificates and webinar series certificates. Quiz certificates for top 10 quiz competition winners, international webinar certificates for all active participants. Okay. Another announcement. We have a free international webinar daily. Time fixed 6 p.m. UTC plus 6. Okay, double bonus with regular webinar. Along with our regular webinars, we have also added webinars on every weekend. That's Sunday morning, month of October. October morning session, date October 31, that's 9:30 a.m. BST. So thank you so much, IGP, for giving us our free webinar. Okay, another announcement. Triple bonus! Starting from October, we have webinar series program. You will get individual certificate for each webinar, and after submitting all certificates, you will receive a webinar series certificate, highly focused on teaching strategies, research, assessment pedagogy, tools, and teaching techniques, professional development, and communication skills. So those are the webinars that we will have. Our first webinar series program. It has 5 parts. So the topic is authentic assessment in teaching and learning. And we have just completed the first webinar series that entitled Authentic Assessment in Teaching and Learning, because this is the part 5 of the webinar series. Because the part 1 is last October 4, October 7, part 3 is on October 17, and the part 4 was on October 10. And the last part is today. That's the fifth part. So we are done. So we completed the first webinar. The second webinar series program has 4 parts, and we also have completed that. The topic is teaching English as foreign language and assessment. So the part 1 was on October 2, part 2 was on October 6, and the part 3 was on October 20, and the part 4 was on October 24. And that's the complete series of our second webinar series. And the third webinar series that we have has 6 parts. The topic is digital classroom engagement tools. Part 1 will be on October 11, 2 was on October 12, and the part 3 will be on December 3. The part 4 will be on December 5, and the part 5 will be on December 10, and part 5 in December 18. So I think part 5 has to split into schedule, and that's on October and December 10 on and December 18. So those are the third webinar series, and our fourth webinar series program has 5 parts also. The topic is new trends in education. Part 1 will be on November 1, 2 will be on November 7, 3 will be on November 12, 4 will be on November 20, and the fifth part will be on November 28. The fifth webinar series program, it has 5 parts also. Topic is organizational leadership and management skills. So to those who are aspiring leaders, this is for you. Part 1 will be on November 8. Part 2 will be on November 15. Part 3 will be on November 22. Part 4 will be November 25. And the part 5 will be on November 30. So that's the schedule for the organizational leadership. And the sixth webinar series program, we have 5 parts also. Topic is trends in innovation in mathematics education. Part 1 will be in December 12, 2 on December 13, 3 and 14, 4 and 15, and 5 is on will be on December 16. So for those who are math enthusiasts there, pin your schedule. This is for you. So webinar series certificates. For webinar series certificate, you have must to attend all the parts of the series. Meaning, you should attend all the webinar series. It is a must. So certification process step by step. Important note, without an account on your website, you can visit, but you can't do anything functionally. Again, without an account on your website, you can visit, but you can't do anything functionally. So meaning, you need to register and have your own account. You can join our all live programs from Facebook page, Facebook group, YouTube channel, on our website. If anyone missed any program due to some unavoidable issues, still you can attend previous webinars with verified certificates. So today's topic, authentic assessment in teaching and learning part 5. It's October 26. Okay, today is the last part of the webinar series 1, or the first webinar series that we have, entitled Authentic Assessment in Teaching and Learning. For webinar series certificate, you have to attend all the parts of series. You will get individual certificate for each webinar, and after submitting all certificates, you will receive a webinar series certificate. For webinars, okay, another announcement. That's for series 1. Webinar series authentic assessment and coaching. For webinar series certificate, please submit the form which given on your website homepage. Okay, webinar series 1, authentic assessment in teaching and learning. That's a part 5. Submit your form and download it here. So these are the process on how are you going to send your certificate. For webinar series 2, teaching English as foreign language, you're gonna submit a form and then you're gonna download it. So certification link is now available in comment box and pinned comment. Certification link will be available always in this program post, in our Facebook page, Facebook group, YouTube channel, and other in description. Without an account on our website, you can visit, but you can't do anything functionally. So always enroll. Okay, certificate process. You can claim your certificate in 2 ways. Direct link from comment box, pinned comment, or post description. If you are not able to click this link, please directly browse www.eduigp.com for all information together. Find today's program, then the process are the same. Okay, the step 3 in our certification process. Just directly browse to www.eduigp.com or given link. You will redirected in this page of our website. So you can follow the arrows in the screen and you can get your certificate. If you don't have your account, you are going to log in, or you're going to make your own account. If you have, okay, click enroll. If you're new, create your account. If you have an account, then log in directly. After that, find the subject title and get enrolled. Here is the sample. Okay, important note: without an account on your website, you can visit, but you can't do anything functionally. Okay, the most awaited part, the code for this evening's session. And the code is IGP7878. You will need this code to get your certificate. When you have this code, you can automatically have your certificate by logging in. So again, tonight's program is Authentic Assessment in Teaching and Learning Part 5. This is the last part of our first webinar series. And after collecting your certificate, you are going to also have a certificate from this webinar series, but you need to submit all your certificate from the different parts of the seminar or the webinar that we have. Okay, so just follow the arrows on the screen in getting your certificate. So again, you need a certificate to get your certificate. You need the code to get your certificate, rather. With this code, you can get your certificate. Here is the sample. Okay, so these are our core team members. Okay, we have an upcoming webinar. Tomorrow, it's October 27, 2021. The topic is innovative ways to teach research in distance learning. And this will be an FD session that the speakers will, okay, speakers are coming from the Philippines. And this will be tomorrow. Okay, on October 28, 2021, International Political Economy. The speaker is coming from the Philippines. Reminder, this is an evening session. Okay, on October 29, Work-Life Balance Professionally. Speaker is coming from the Philippines again. Okay, on October 30, 2021, different teaching modality. This will, okay, the speakers are coming from India. Okay, on October 31, there's a 235 morning, this is morning session. Women on the Web, a study of women on YouTube. The speaker is coming from India. Again, reminder, this is a morning session. Okay, on October 31st, Gamification, the future of distance learning. Speaker is coming from the Philippines. So this is an evening session. Okay, on November 1, 2021, the first part of our fourth webinar series entitled The New Trends in Education. Teaching Strategies in the New Normal. That it will be on November 31 and November 1. November 1 is a holiday in the Philippines. Okay, part November 2, educational engagement with brain boosting. Speaker is coming from India. On November 3, the topic is digital classroom with Canva. Okay, speaker is coming from the Philippines. On November 4, importance of students' motivation and e-learning. Speakers are coming from Malaysia. On November 5, principles of becoming a leader. Speakers are coming from South Africa and the United States. On November 6, 2021, Transcending Optimism in School Management. Speaker is coming from the Philippines. On November 7, entitled Delivering Digital Classroom Through ClassPoint. Speaker is coming from the Philippines. And this is the 243 webinar series. And reminder, this is morning session. Okay, November 8, 2021 is the part 1 of our 5th webinar series entitled The Role of SBM in School Improvement Plan. Okay, I think I'm familiar with this because I am an SBF coordinator in my school. Okay, on November 9, 2021, Educational Action Research. Speaker is coming from the Philippines. On November 10, 2021, topic is Pedagogical Approaches in the New Normal. Speaker is coming from the Philippines. November 11, Supply Chain Management for the Educational Organizations. Speaker is coming from Indonesia. On November 13, 2021, Personality Development and Communication Skills speakers come from India. On November 14, 2021, Identifying Learners' Needs with Art of Teaching speaker is coming from Sri Lanka. On November 14, 2021, Ethics and Principles of Communication speaker is coming from the Philippines. On November 15, 2021, this is the part 2 of our 5th webinar series, Collaboration, Extension, and Linkages. November 16, Expanding Your Virtual Classroom with Google Workplace. Speakers are coming from the Philippines. Okay, November 17, 2021, Developing SIM or SIM and Technique using Modular and Digital Lesson. Speakers are coming from the Philippines. On November 18, 2021, Statistics and Probability. Speakers are coming from the Philippines. On November 19, 2021, Integration of Gender Development, God and Teaching. Speaker is coming from the Philippines. Okay, on November 21st, 2021, Comics, Linguistics, and Visual Language, The Past and Future of a Failed. This is, okay, speaker is coming from the Philippines. Okay. In November 21, 2021, Gmail Productivity Hacks, Thinking Outside in Box. Speaker is coming from the Philippines. Okay, on November 22, 2021, this is the part 3 of the 5th webinar series, Project Planning, Monitoring, and Evaluation. Speaker is coming from the Philippines. On November 23, 2021, Blended Pedagogy. Speaker is coming from India. On November 2022, again, this is okay, reminder for the code for tonight's program is IGP 7878. You can have a screenshot for this code because this will be needed in getting your certificate. Okay, the code is very important. Okay, again, to the students who are with us, to the knowledge seekers, thank you so much for attending this webinar and for your active participation. Hopefully, you learned something new from the webinar that we have today. So to the students who are with us, please continue to seek knowledge to hone your skills and abilities. Please continue to support IGP. And to all the teachers and professors, I am hoping that our topic today adds more knowledge to you all. Remember, you cannot give what you do not have. So, learn more so you can give more and continue joining with our future webinars. Please spread the information to your friends and community and don't forget to collect e-certificate and check in with IGP. We hope to see you all again on our next webinar. So I will end this live program with a quote. Education is the passport to our success and our future. We thank you so much everyone for joining with us and hopefully you still continue to support IGP. And again, spread the information to your friends and community. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye bye. Stay safe.